change one thing about either your experience with auto-enrolment or pensions, or about the system or legislation, what would it be?
I think I would say that can be summed up in one word: simplified. Mm-hmm. The system, the concept behind auto-enrolment and getting people into the habit and the mindset of saving for retirement, be it part of a general saving strategy or everything, is fantastic, and it's something that as a country, as a society, we need. The current legislation and all the nooks and crannies which employees can fall into makes it very cumbersome for employers, and even for us as a software provider, it's a very complicated piece of legislation to deal with, easily on a par with RTI, which puts into some perspective. By simplifying the rules about who goes in, when they go in, and the whole joining and requesting to join process, by massively simplifying that, I think that certainly for the smaller employers, those who are staging from now over the next couple of years, I think you massively make big change and big improvements to their experience. Unfortunately, the current process is pretty much enshrined in primary legislation, so that's not going to happen. But give me a time machine, that's what I'd change.
I think I'd pick up another S, and that's actually about standardisation, so that we do make it simpler for the million employers who are still to stage. That if that had been tackled earlier, common interfaces would have made it that much easier, which, coupled with your simplification, would have benefited everyone.
Yep.
I'm going to choose another S. Stability. Yeah, there's been some fantastic changes that have been introduced, some fantastic innovations. But if we keep changing the deal, then people can't plan for the long term. You know, pensions and saving for retirement is a long-term game. You know, you need to set the framework now and keep that framework as stable as you possibly can. Keeping changing the tax rules, keeping on changing, the rules of how we do things. If we're simplifying, great. You know, I'm going to be the first to advocate simplification, but surely we need to get some long-term policy making within pensions.
Jackie, bearing in mind it doesn't necessarily have to start with an S.
How about T?
That's fine. Time, absolutely.
In terms of just ensuring that you start early enough to really manage the project properly, rather than being faced with making some very maybe bad decisions because you do not have the time to do it properly and do it justice.
I think I probably just echo what everybody else has said. There are lots of employers out there who simply just want to enrol everyone, and currently that's not possible within the statutory framework. You have to contractually enrol, which brings in a whole new set of complexity. So I think really simplicity, I think, would be the one key thing that I would change.
And I found a word that does begin with S. I think we need to make pensions sexy. And I think we can do that. I think really good communications is absolutely key. And until we get to the point where youngsters especially find pensions interesting, engaging and sexy, we're always going to be pushing water uphill, and that's the piece we need to change.